Magandang araw mga bata! Ngayon, we are going to tackle the discussion about word problems involving sets. But before that, gawa muna tayo ng energizer para maging fully active kayo towards our discussion. Ngayong tapos na ang inyong energizer, magpapatuloy na tayo sa pagdidiscuss ng ating topic. So our topic for today is again, it is all about word problems involving sets. Now, di ba yesterday, we had tackled about the concept involving sets? Ngayon, i-recall lang natin yung knowledge natin kasi sa topic natin na about word problems, nangangailangan ito ng mga concepts na pinag-aralan natin kahapon about sets. Now, to begin with, kumuha kayo ng 1/4 sheet of paper and then answer this activity 1. So, allow me to read it. Activity 1, true or false? A. U is the symbol for union. B. The set that consists of all elements that are both in A and B is called union. C. The set containing all elements that are in A or in B is called intersection. D. The set of all elements in A that are not in B is called difference. So what you're going to do is, you are going to conclude if the statement is true or false. So, I will give you 5 minutes to answer this activity 1. Tapos na ba mga bata? So ngayon, titingnan natin kung tama ang inyong mga sagot. So, sa letter A, U is the symbol for union. Tama kaya o mali? B. The set that consists of all elements that are in both A and B is called union. C. The set containing all elements that are in A or in B is called intersection. And the last, the set of all elements in A that are not in B is called difference. So, tingnan nga natin kung tama ang inyong mga sagot. Tama ba? Tama ba kayo mga bata? Okay, tingnan natin. Ilan na nakatama ng sagot? Ay, marami. So, sino nakatama sa letter A? Okay, ang sagot sa letter A is true. The U is the symbol for union. Yung parang malaking U, yun yung symbol ng union. Letter B, the set that consists of all elements that are in both A and B is called union. Tama, mali? Mali. This letter B is false because the set that consists of all elements that are in both A and B is called intersection. Tama. Ilan na nakatama ng sagot? Ay, marami pa din. Tingnan natin sa letter C. The set containing of all elements that are in both A or in B is called intersection. Tama, mali? Tama, teacher. Mali po itong letter C. Kasi, the set containing all elements that are in A or in B is called union. That is false. Letter C is false. The set of containing elements in A that are not in B is called difference. True or false? False? False ba? True, yes. The set of elements in A that are not in B is called difference. Very good. So today, we're going to begin our discussion in the problems involving sets. But first, allow me to tell you what you need to know in this discussion. So this learning activity sheet is designed to help you master your skills in solving mathematical problems involving sets. So this activity is about solving involving sets. After going through this activity, you are expected to A. Solve problems involving sets using Venn diagram. Number 2. Apply set operations to solve a variety of word problems. So, in this discussion, we are going to dig deeply on problem solving. Okay. So, for teacher to know if you have already a concept or any idea about solving problems, allow me to read this problem and tell me if you can solve it or not. So, in a group of 120 students, 68 had ride-in the bus, 78 in the LRT, 33 in jeep, while 40 had ride-in both the bus and the LRT, 20 had ride-in the bus and the jeep, 19 had ride-in the LRT and the jeep, and 50 ride-in the bus, the LRT, and the jeep. So the questions, how many had ride-in the bus only? How many had ride-in the LRT only? How many had ride-in the jeep only? And how many did not ride in any of the three modes of transportation? Any idea? Wala? Okay. It's okay. Kasi I know that after this discussion, you are going now to make a fully and completely answer from the problem. Okay. So, in answering the word problems involving set, it is very important to know the concept about Venn diagram. Why? It is because Venn diagram will serve as a very important tool in answering the problem. So, Venn diagram. Who among in this class can read this definition about Venn diagram? Yes? Okay, thank you. Allow teacher to read it loudly. Venn diagram is a principal way of showing set diagrammatically. This method consists primarily of entering the elements of a set into a circle of circles. It can be used to solve word problems involving union and intersections of sets. To simplify that, I have here illustration about Venn diagram. Here. Okay. Ito. This is what we call Venn diagram. It's just like you have two circles and then you intersect the two circles, forming into this. We have here circles. Here, two circles. And then, if we're going to do a Venn diagram, we just intersect the two circles, just like that. See? But, you have to be reminded, class, that Venn diagram is not only composed of two circles. Sometimes, it can also be consist of three circles intersecting with each other. Just like that. The three circles. See? The illustration that shows the three circles in a Venn diagram is here. Here. These are three circles in a Venn diagram. And the one that I've showed to you earlier is the two circles. Now, tingnan nga ni teacher kung marunong na kayo magsulat ng Venn diagram or mag-draw ng Venn diagram and 2 and 3 circles. So, I'll give you 5 minutes to do that. Tapos na bang mag-draw? Now, tignan ko. Itaas ang mga papel. Okay. So, lakihan lang natin mga bata. Lakihan lang natin yung intersection nila kasi later, lalagyan natin yan ng mga values. So, dapat hindi yung ganito lang. Dapat ganito talaga. Yan. Dapat malaki yung nag-intersect na part. So, baka magtanong kayo, teacher, bakit naman po sa pagsosolve ng problems, kailangan pa natin gawin yung Venn diagram? Of course, mga children, kasi yung problems involving sets natin, the best way to answer that is through doing Venn diagram. So, mas mapapadali ang pag-answer natin ng set kapag gumawa tayo ng Venn diagram. So, in answering the problems involving sets, we have this set operations or steps. So, in solving set operations using Venn diagram, the following steps are to be followed. Number 1, determine what is given and what are being asked. Step 2, illustration using the Venn diagram. Step 3, determine what operations to be used. Step 4, use the operation. And the last step, answer the questions being asked. So I have here some practice example for you. Okay, here is the number 1 example to be worked out. Let A and B two finite sets such that the set A is equal to 20, set B is equal to 28, and the union of A and B is equal to 36. What we're going to find is the intersection A and B. So here, the solution, step 1, determine what is given and what are being asked. So here, what is being asked here is the intersection of A and B. However, sa step 1, hindi lang siya yung basta nag-a-ask kung ano yung mga questions. Sa step 1, ginagawa din natin yung paghahanap ng mga givens. So, yung givens natin are the set A, which is 20, the set B, which is equal to 28, and the union of A and B is equal to 36. So, union, step 1 pa lang natin. So, yung step 2 natin, illustration using the Venn diagram. So, here, yung pag-illustrate natin using the Venn diagram, of course, we're going to do drawing the Venn diagram equals to 2 circles. And then, we have to illustrate this. So, we're going to make this circle 1 into A. This circle is equal to B. Okay. So, what we're going to determine is the intersection A and B. So, here we have the formula. First, we have to write what is being asked, the set of the intersection A and B. So here, ano ba yung intersection, teacher? Ano po ba yung union dito? So yung union natin, it is the equivalent of A and B. So ito yung values natin ng A and B, yung union. However, yung hinahanap sa atin is ang intersection. Ang intersection is ito. Itong part na to. Ito yung intersection natin, which is yun yung hinahanap natin. So, to find the intersection of this part of A and B, we have to know the set of A. Set A is equal to 20. The set B is equal to 28. And then, the union of A and B is equal to 36. So, yung gagawin lang natin, i-add natin yung both sets, and then, we're going to subtract it to the union, which is equal to 36. So, 48, 20 plus 28 is equal to 48. And then, copy, bring down the 36. 48 minus 36 is equal to 12. So, saan natin nilalagay yung 12, teacher? Yung 12 ay nandito. Ayan. Dito natin ilalagay ang 12. So, that is the value of 12. Ito yung intersection na hinahanap natin. However, with this given intersection, pwede na natin mahanap kung ilan ba talaga ang value na meron dito sa A, natin, and then yung value naman na meron dito sa B. So, to find that, Ima-minus lang natin yung set A natin, which is 20. Diba? Set A is equal to 20. Ima-minus lang natin siya dito. So, 20 minus 12 is equal to 8. And then, to find also the set for B only, we have 28. I-minus din natin siya sa intersection of A and B. So, 28 minus 12, ilan? Ilan, teacher? So, it is 16. Naintindihan ba, mga bata? So, here, yung set A natin is tama because ang circle na ito, which represents our set A, is equal to 20. Bakit? Kasi 8 plus 12 is equal to 20. And then, yung set B din natin, which is the circle, this one, di ba nag-intersect na naman siya? So, ibig sabihin, may part din yung B sa A, at the same time, may part din ang A sa B. So, here is the set B, which is equal to 28. So, 12 plus 16 is equal to 28. Pero hindi yan yung hinahanap dito. Ang hinahanap dito is ito, intersection. So, asan ang intersection dyan? Sino makapagtuturo kay teacher? Ito ba? Ito ba? Ito ba? Asaan? Very good. Ito po, teacher, ang 12. So, yung hinahanap natin is ang intersection which is equal to 12. So, step 4, use the operation. Ito na yung ginawa natin. Use the operation. And then, the last step, answer the given question being asked. So, yung intersection natin, ilan nga? 12. Very good. 12 po, teacher. Another example. Okay. So, for the example number 2, allow me to read the problem. In a junior high school, 200 students were randomly selected. 140 liked tea, 120 liked coffee, and 80 both liked tea and coffee. So, class, ito yung isa sa mga strategy, the best way para masagutan ng maayos ang isang worded problem. Since it is an English language, so minsan kinakailangan din natin na lumabas sa comfort zone natin and then translate the problem into the language that you are comfortable with. So, ano ba yung comfortable language ninyo, class? Masbateño? Tagalog? Okay. Ang gawin natin, ita-translate natin siya sa Masbateño language. So, sa isang paaralan daw ng junior high school, 200 daw na mga estudyante ang mga pinili. So, 140 daw sa Inda, sa 200 student, 140 daw ang may gusto sa tsaa. Tapos, 120 man daw ang may gusto sa kape. Tapos, 80 daw ang may gusto sa parehong kape, tapos tsaa. And then, the question is, how many students liked only tea? How many students liked only coffee? How many students like neither tea nor coffee? So, didi na part, how many students daw ang may gusto sa tsaa lang? How many man daw ang may gusto sa kape lang? And then, how many daw sa mga students ang hindi daw gusto ang tsaa kat ang kape? So, for us to find the answer for these questions, we have to follow the steps. Step 1. Determine what is given and what are being asked. So, ang given natin, we have 200 students na were randomly selected. And then, 140 din na mga students na may gusto ng tsaa. And then, 120 ang may gusto ng mga ng kape. And then, 80 na gusto ang tsaa at kape. So, these are our givens. 200 junior high school students, 140 students who like tea, 120 students who like coffee, and then 80 students who like both tea and coffee. So, these are our givens. And then, the questions they're being asked is here. how many students like only tea, how many students like only coffee, and how many students like neither tea nor coffee. So, nasagutan na natin ang step number 1. Proceed tayo sa step number 2. Step number 2, illustrate using Venn diagram. So, here, kung mapapansin natin, yung T, C, and X, these are our variables. So, kahit na anong variables ang maisip ninyo that will represent the set. So, sa akin kasi, di ba siya? So, sabi ko, I will let the students who like only T for this variable na T. And then, sa set naman ng mga students who like coffee, ginawa ko, isinet ko ang variable into C. And then, sa student naman who like neither tea nor coffee, yung ginawa ko is, sinet ko ang value na into X. So, depende sa inyo mga bata kung ano yung comfortable na variable para sa inyo. Pero sa akin kasi, ang ginawa ko ito, T, C, and X. So, let T be the set of students who like only tea, and then C for the set of students who like only coffee, and then X for the set of students who like neither tea nor coffee. So to illustrate that, we have to make using this Venn diagram. So let this area, let this circle be the set for T, P, and then sa coffee naman natin this area. So, ayan na. So, yung T and then C. This will represent their circles. So, let's say these are the value. This is the area of students who like tea, and these are the area of students who like coffee. And since we are asked also to find the students who like neither tea nor coffee, hindi natin siya ilalagay dito sa loob. Kasi, hindi siya kasali. Ayaw niya ng tsaa, ayaw din niya ng kape. So, yung gagawin natin, ilalagay natin yung X natin sa labas. Sa labas ng Venn diagram. So, ayan. Yan yung X natin. Nasa loob ang T, nasa loob ang C, at nasa labas ang X. Step 3. Determine what operations are to be used. So, to obtain T, we have to find the value of students who like tea, which are represented by 140 students, and then we have to subtract it to the students who like both tea and coffee. So, yung student na both like tea and coffee represents this area, and equal siya sa 80 students. So, yung gagawin natin to obtain the value of students who like only tea, we have to subtract 140 to 80. So, T equals to 60. So, these 60 students represents the number of students who like only tea. And then, to obtain C, to obtain the values of students who like only coffee, we have to find, of course, the value of students who like coffee. We have 120. And then, just like the operation we have used in obtaining the T value, we have to subtract the values of students who like coffee to the value of students who like both tea and coffee. So, we have 80. 120 minus 80 is equal to 40. And then, to obtain the X, we have this formula. So, since we have these 200 students who were randomly selected, we have to put 200 here and then subtract the 200 to the values in here. Kasi, para makuha natin yung mga estudyante na ayaw ng tsaa at kape, kailangan natin munang kunin yung yun ng ating students na gusto ang tsaa at kape. So, ilan nga yung mga estudyante na gusto lang ay tsaa? We have the value of T. We have 60. And then, the values of students who like only coffee, we have 40. So, ang gagawin natin, i-add natin yung mga values na meron dito and then mga values na meron dito. So, we have here 60 and then we have here 40. So, ang gawin natin, i-add up natin yung 60 plus 80 plus 40. So, meron tayong 180. So, ang gawin natin, i-minus natin siya sa number of students na randomly selected. So, 200 minus 80. This 180 came from 60 plus 40 plus 80. 200 minus 180 is equal to 20. So, yung value ng mga students na ayaw ng kape at ng tsaa ay 20. So, 20 is nandito sa labas kasi ayaw nila ng tsaa at kape dito siya sa labas. And the value of x is equal to 20. Nagets mga bata? Nagets ba? Okay. Let's see. Gagawa tayo ng activity. So, yung activity natin is I want you to group yourselves into 3. Divide the class into 3 groups. And then, what you're going to do is here. Okay, what you're going to do. I'm finding the So here is the group activity, find me. So the title of our activity is Find Me. So here in this activity, allow me to read the direction. The students will have to solve the given problem subset and answer from the problem will lead to the group to a clue where they find something, a message of congratulations inside the classroom. So, the group number 1. Asan yung mga group number 1? Okay. Nasa likod. So, for you, group 1. A group of 25 high school students were asked whether they used either Facebook or Twitter or both. Sino may mga Facebook account dito? Ayun, nagsilabasan ng mga may Facebook. How about yung may Twitter? Ay, mangilan-ngilan lang. Okay. So, 15 of these students used Facebook and 12 used Twitter. So, here are the question, group 1. So, guys, question, how many students used Facebook only? Sinusulat nyo ba? Okay, may tagasulat, may secretary pala kayo. How many students used Facebook only? How many used Twitter only? And then, how many used both social working sites? And then, you have to find what is the hidden clue. Tapos na ba, group 1? Okay, proceed tayo sa group 2. Asan yung mga group 2? Ay, ayun. Sa kaliwa. Okay. Group number 2, pakisulat. A group of 30 high school students were asked whether they used either Facebook or Twitter, or both. So, 20 daw of the students used Facebook and 12 used Twitter. Tapos na ba? Okay. These are your questions. How many students used Facebook only? How many used Twitter only? And how many used both networking sites? Both Facebook and Twitter. Done na ba? So, proceed tayo sa group 3. A group of 40 high school students were asked whether they used either Facebook or Twitter or both. So, 20 of these students used Facebook and 32 used Twitter. Okay, these are your questions. How many students used Facebook only? How many used Twitter only? And how many used both social networking sites? Okay. I will give you 20 minutes para ma-answer ang activity natin. Okay. It seems like tapos na ang lahat ng grupo. Okay, group 1. Tingnan ninyo ang slide ni teacher. And tingnan ninyo kung nakuha ninyo ang tamang clue. Ano ba ang clue sa number 1? Ay, paiba-iba ng answer? Bakit? Bakit kayo pa ng answer? Dapat isa lang. Nakuha nyo na ba? Okay, tingnan natin. Ang clue sa number 1 is under the table. Nakuha ba? Ay, very good. Nakuha. Okay, let's proceed to the group 2. Okay, sa group 2, anong nakuha ninyong clue? Ay, tingnan natin kung tama ang inyong sagot. Dahil ang clue sa number 2 ay in the chair. Nakuha ba? Ay, nakuha ng isa dyan. Okay, very good. Okay, asan ang group 3? Okay, andito ang inyong clue. Bago yan, ano nga po yung nakuha ninyong hidden clue? Ay, sige, tingnan natin kung nakuha nga. Dahil ang hidden clue sa number 3 ay on the board. Okay. Nakuha ng lahat. Okay, very good. Clap your hands. Okay, go back to your seats na. Okay, class. So, this will be the last example, but this example will include 3 circles in the Venn diagram. So, we have to be attentive in listening. So, analyze and solve. A group of 50 students went for a tour in South Cotabato. Out of 50 students, 24 joined the trip in Lake Cebu for a zipline experience. 80 went to the flower farm in Tupay, and 20 students to Siok Falls in Coronadal City. 12 joined the trip to Lake Cebu and Tupay. 15 went to Tupay and Siok Falls, and the 2 made the trip to Lake Cebu and Tupay, and then visit the 3 tourist spots. So here are the question. How many of students went to Lake Cebu only? How many students went to Tupay only? How many joined the Siok in Coronadal City only? And how many did not go to any of the tourist spots? So the given natin are 50 students, 24 who joined the trip in Lake Cebu, and 18 who went for the flower farm in Tupay, 20 went to Siok Falls in Coronadal City, 12 joined the trip in the Lake Cebu and Tupay, 15 who went to Tupay and Siok Falls, 11 made a trip in Lake Cebu, and then lastly 10 visited the 3 tourist spots. So step 1, determine what is given and what are asked. So yun na nga, 50 students went for a tour, 24 for the Lake Cebu, 18 in the Tupay, 20 students who went to Coronadal City, 12 students who went to Lake Cebu and Tupay, 15 students who went to Tupay and Coronadal City, 11 students who went to Lake Cebu and Coronadal City, and then 10 students who went to the 3 tourist spots. So step 2, illustrate using the Venn diagram. So yung Venn diagram natin is composed of 3 so here, let's make this illustration into 3 circles. Bakit? Kasi yung main variable natin is yung ating Lake Cebu, Tupay, and Coronadal City. So these are the 3 tourist spots na pinuntahan ng mga estudyante. Kaya ang gagawin natin is we're going to include 3 circles. Okay, here we have to illustrate using the Venn diagram. We have the LT, number of students who went to 3 spots. So, yung 3 spots natin is yung nandito. Kasi this is the area where the 3 circles intersect. So, ilalagay natin dito ang L, T. Ayan. So, this represents the number of students who went to 3 spots. And then, let us put L for the number of students who visited the Lake Cebu. Let's put it here. L. Ito yung L natin. And then yung T natin is for the students who went to Tupay only. So we have to put this T. And then these are for the students who go to the Coronadal City. So these are our main variable. We have the Lake Cebu, which is the variable L, and the Tupay, which is represented by the variable T, and then the key for the Coronadal City. So these three circles represents the number of students who go to Lake Cebu, to Tupay, and Coronadal City. So this area where A and K intersect, let us put LK here. Kasi dito sila nag-intersect sa L and K. So let's put LK here. And sa value naman at dito, we have the TK. And TK intersects here. That's why let's put TK here. And then LT. LT intersects here in this area. So let's put LT here. Okay. As you can see, we have put the variables here into their corresponding intersections. So here, as you can see, there are the variables L, T, K, and then we have put combined the variables into the areas where they had intersected. So we have the L key here, the L and K where they intersected in this area. So we have put L key here, and this area is the intersection of LT. We have put LT here, and then the intersection of TK, which is we have put the TK here. For this is the intersected area. So here for the step number 3, determine what operations to be used. So to obtain LTK, ito sinabi na doon kanina, di ba? Doon sa ating problem na there are 10 students who went to the 3 tourist spots. So these are the 10 students who go to Lake Cebu, Coronadal City, and Tupay. So there are 10 students. So to obtain the K, we have the TK, and here we have the 15 and the LKT, which is 10. So we have to only subtract it. 15 minus 10 is equal to 5. So we have the students who go to Tupay and Coronadal City. They are 5 students. And to obtain LT, we have the 12 students who go to the Lake Cebu and Tupay. So we have to subtract that to LKT, which is 10. And 12 minus 10 is equal to 2. So these two students went to Lake Cebu and Tupay. So to obtain the L here, we have we have 24 students who go to Lake Cebu. And then we only have to follow the previous formula kanina sa example number 2 natin. So we have 10 students who go to the 3 spots, 2 who go to the Lake Cebu and Tupay, and then the LK. Follow lang lahat ng mga formula done, and you will go through the answers. So we have this 10 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to 13. 24 minus 13 is equal to 11. So we have the 11 students who go to the Lake Cebu only. And then to obtain K, we have the 20 who go to Coronadal City. And then we have the 10 students who go to the 3 spots. 1 student who go to Lake Cebu and Coronadal City, and then 5 students who go to the Tupay and Coronadal City. So we have 20, 10 plus 1 plus 5 is equal to 16, 20 minus 16 is equal to 4. So we have students who go to Coronadal City only. So here, to obtain the T, we have the area for Tupay. We have the students who go to this place. They are 18 students. And then we have to substitute the value of LKT, which is 10. The students who go to Tupay and Coronadal City, they have 5. And the students who go to Lake Cebu and Tupay, they are 2 students. So 18 minus 10 plus 5 plus 2 is equal to 17. 18 minus 17 is equal to 1. So there is only one student who go to the tourist spot to Pi. And for the last, to obtain N. So yung N natin is equivalent to the students who do not go to any of the 3 spots. So since hindi sila pumunta sa kahit na anong spots, ilalagay natin siya sa labas. Very good. Sa labas natin siya ilalagay. So this area will represent the students who did not go to any of the 3 spots. So we have this N. So here we have the operation. So 50, there are 50 equivalent students, diba kanina? And then what you're going to do is you have only to subtract the 50 students to the values of or to the union of the Lake Cebu, Tupay, and Coronadal. So we have LKT 10, we have this 10, and then the TT, which is there are 5, and the LT, which is equal to 2, and the LP, which is equal to 1, and we have the L, which is equal to 11. We have T for 4, and then 1 for the Tupay, to the Tupay place. So we have 50 minus 11 plus 2 plus 1 plus 10 plus 1 plus 4 and plus 5 is equal to 34. So 50 minus 34 is equal to 16. So there are 16 students who did not go to any of the 3 spots. We have 16 students. So with this illustration using the Venn diagram, we can answer the step 5. So how many students went to Lake Cebu only? Ilan? This is the area of the students who go to the Lake Cebu only. They are 11. 11 students who go to Lake Cebu. While how many question number 2, how many students went to Tupay only? So for this illustration, we can determine what is the number of students who go to the Tupay place. So we have here, this is the area of the students who go to Tupay only. We have 1 student. So 1 student went to Tupay only. So question number 3, how many joined the Siok in Coronadal City only? So Coronadal City only, we have, this is the area for Coronadal City only. Yes. We have 4 students. There are 4 students who go to Siok in Coronadal City. How many do not go to any of the 3 spots? We have 16. There are 16 students who did not go or join in any of the 3 spots. So, tapos na nating ma-answer ang Venn diagram that composed of 3 circles. Now, what you're going to do is, now that you are done, we are done in discussing the problems involving sets using 2 circles and 3 circles. What you're going to do is, you have to take this assessment form. But, since we have this enough time to answer this assessment, I'm going to give you this as your take-home assignment. Okay. So, that will be the end of our discussion. Goodbye, class. But don't forget to put this in your journal, what you have learned. Okay? I'm going to collect that journal tomorrow. Okay? Goodbye, class. Class dismissed.